Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for checking out another one of my videos. Today is going to be a project panning video. I am recording this, oh goodness, in the middle of July, but I don't know when I'm going to be sharing it, but I did want to go ahead and get it recorded so that I could start working on panning or completing, because none of these are actually pans, but completing these products up for the Finish 5 by Fall Project Pan Challenge. So if you don't know what a project pan is or the Finish 5 by Fall, basically it's where you set aside products, and in this case 5 of them, to finish by a certain time by fall. I decided to pick products from my collection that are starting to get down there and finished or almost done, because I have a really bad habit when a product starts to look used up of just wanting to stop using it. I don't know why, but so I have a lot of products that are so close to being empty, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing them. So that is what I wanted to pick out for this Finish 5 by Fall project panning. So fall starts on Friday, September 22nd. So that is when I'm going to, that is what I'm going to set as my goal, to have all these products finished up, and I will come back in September, record and share what I finished up and what I did not. So let's go ahead and just dive in. So first up is LORAC Behind the Scenes Eyeshadow Primer. This is probably my third or fourth one. This is a deluxe size sample. I've actually never purchased a full size. They always come in their Pro palettes, and even their unzipped palettes, they always include a deluxe size sample of their eyeshadow primer, and so I've just saved them and gone through them. And so this one is, I mean, there's no way really for me to show you exactly how much is in there, but it's about down to here. And then once I can't squeeze anything else out, I like to cut it open and scoop the rest out into like a little Sephora sample container. I save those afterwards. That's how I like to make sure I get all the product out, because this is a phenomenal eyeshadow primer. If you have oily eyelids, this is my #1 holy grail. I do want to finish this up so that I can just move on to a new full one, but I've noticed that I wanted to put this in here because with it being so empty and so much starting to get to that hard part of squeezing it out, I'm not grabbing for it as much, and I need to. There's no point in just like leaving this little bit to go to waste. Next up, I have the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer, and this is like a travel size. I wouldn't call this a deluxe size sample. I bought this one off of Sephora. I think it was $10 to try out, and I think I really do like it. I need to commit to a primer for a span of time to really be able to tell consistently, like, okay, I do see a difference, that my foundation is holding up a lot better. And with my primers, I just tend to grab a new one all the time. So with this one, since it is not a full size, and I've used up a good bit of it, I want to really commit to this, to using it up, and that way with using it every day, I can see how much of a difference this makes if I really do like it and if I want to spend the money on a full size, because I really do think this helps with the oils in my skin. So another primer, I'm not really doing this as my #3. I'm kind of doing both of these together because this is the POREfessional from Benefit, and it is a pore filling primer. So as I said, I always use 2 primers before I do my makeup, one to help control my oils, and then one to just fill in the pores right here. I have the full size of the Smashbox pore filling primer, and I really enjoy that one. So since this one's a mini size, I just want to go ahead and finish it up. I've used up a good bit of it. As you can see, this is pretty much all gone, and it's just this much in the base here that I want to finish up. So I just figured, since I'm already committing to using this up, I will just use these 2 together for the next couple months until fall, and just finish them up, get them out of my collection, and then that way I can decide how I like them and kind of officially have my thoughts on both of these. Okay, next up for like my third one for these 5 products is this L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I really do like this foundation. It isn't in the correct shade for me, so I would really like to finish it so that I can repurchase in a more accurate shade for me. This is a bit dark, so I have to mix it with a really light foundation to get it to work. But I had set it up to kind of settle so that I could see where the mark is, and then I wasn't thinking this morning, and I shook it and did my makeup, and then I was like, shoot. But this morning it was about right here. So there is a good bit to use, especially since I don't use a whole lot because I have to mix it nearly half and half. I really do like it. It works well. It's a nice foundation, and it gives me the coverage that I like in a foundation. Okay, next one for #4 is the Jordana Fabuliner Liquid Eyeliner, and this one is getting pretty old. I can't remember when I purchased it. This is actually my second one of it, I believe. I bought this originally off of the recommendation of 11th Gorgeous on YouTube. They raved about it a lot and it was affordable and I loved eyeliner. And this was right when I was getting into makeup and stuff like that. So I bought it and I thought it was amazing. And then there's a swatch of it. So it's already, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it is starting to dry and it's not quite as dark. But anyway, I bought it, used it, thought it was great. And then I tried out a few different other ones and I stumbled across the Jesse's Girl and the Physicians Formula one in this kind of tube. And it's so much easier to create a wing and just to do eyeliner with this type of formula as opposed to this. This brush is very stiff and very fat. And it's just not quite as black even when it's brand new, I feel like. So it's just been sitting in my collection and I just avoid using it basically because it's not my favorite. But I do want to, put it in this project pan so that I can at least finish it up, get my money's worth out of it. And even if it isn't used up, when September 22nd rolls around, I will just be tossing it because it's well over 3 months, I know. This actually on the container says 6 months, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But still, September 22nd comes around. If I haven't totally used it up, I will just toss it. I'm not sure if I'll be using it to create the wing, but I at least want to use it to just define my eyes, and then I can always take in another liner to do my wing, just because I used it today and I just didn't like how my eyeliner turned it out. So I had to use a lot of a makeup remover to really get it to the sharpness that I like. And even now, my eyeliner totally looks like sisters and not twins, and I like to go for twins. Okay, next up I have mascaras. That's my number 5 spot, and I have 2 because they both kind of serve a different purpose. But I picked these out because they are the oldest out of all the mascaras that I have right now, and I mean, that's a lot of mascaras, and I just want to get some of these mascaras used and moved out of my collection so I don't feel, I don't know, I just feel very wasteful having that many open when you can only use them about 3-4 months. So anyway, the 2 I picked out for this challenge is the It Cosmetics Tightline mascara. I like to use this especially for my bottom lashes because I have very tiny bottom lashes. So I like a really tiny wand, and this gives you a very tiny wand, which is awesome. I love it. But I've had this open for several months now, and I can tell it's starting to dry up just a little bit. Not too bad. So I want to use this, commit to using this till September 22nd, the next few months, and that way I can use it up, get my money's worth out of it, and then I'll toss it because we don't want really old mascaras near our eyeballs. The other mascara is the Lancome I think it's like the Lancome Definition mascara. I got this mascara from Influencer, months ago. You can check on my blog. I wrote a little review on it then. But so it is getting pretty old. It's been in my collection for a while. And it's not my favorite mascara for volume, but it is good if you want to use it for kind of get that definition. So I do want to use it up and, get not my money's worth because I didn't buy it, but I do want to use it up and, get good use out of it. So I wanted to put it into this Project Pan challenge. That way I remember to use it. So that is everything for my Finish 5 by Fall Project Panning challenge. I know these are more than 5, but I pared it down from what I had originally picked out, and I told myself, no, Katie, stay realistic. Only grab what I think I can finish or what I am going to finish by fall and toss. So hopefully I will be able to finish these up and get them moved out of my collection and be able to experience them consistently so I can really get a good grasp on what I feel like. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm going to be working on. If you enjoy project panning, let me know down below. Anyway, with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.